Well, everybody, welcome back to the Trick Podcast of Joy here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Whether you're watching me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, welcome. Got my Gosto Bell right here. Gosto, by the way, means joy in Spanish. It's been a great morning. How are you? I hope your morning is going well. Whether you're watching me, as I said, anywhere on these amazing platforms, I hope that you're doing amazing. Hello, Tay-E-D. T-Tay-D. Welcome to this beautiful broadcast talking about be obsessed or be average. You know, there are just way too many people that are average at life, and then they wonder why they can't reach their dreams. You might be into gaming, you might be into YouTube, or maybe it's something more traditional, a normal 9-to-5 job. I have found that in order for you to be successful at whatever endeavor that you are pursuing, you have to be obsessed. And you know what's going to happen? The more obsessed you get, the more haters you're going to get. People don't like to even hear the word obsessed because they feel threatened or they feel like somehow you're going to be better than them. But you have to be obsessed or be average. I borrowed that phrase from one of my online mentors, Uncle G, Grant Cardone, and his book called exactly that, Be Obsessed or Be Average. And I love that concept. You know, for me, when I was 26 years old, I already had a house, had married the wife of my dreams. We were about to have our first beautiful daughter, was making great money doing what I love to do, which is playing music. And I was already helping my parents back home and providing for my family here locally. And that's by 26. I had already been through so much, but since I was a young boy, I pursued my dreams without fault. Now, I had a lot of problems. When I was a little boy, I used to be scared of people. And, you know, I grew up with my grandmother and she was sick a lot of times. She had different medical conditions. So I grew up worried about her health. And because I was here by myself, just with her in an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment in the bad part of town, I was often just concerned about my safety and about my wellness. But my grandma was such a strong woman in my life. She cleaned homes for 30 years, put me through school, helped me get my feet under me. And at the end of her life, I was there for her, to care for her, to love her. When she had a brain aneurysm, when she finally passed away, guess who was there to hold her hand? Her grandson that loved her and that owed her everything. And so now I help everyone and anyone that may be feeling like they grew up in the wrong part of town, or maybe they don't have the perfect family, but yet they have these amazing ambitions and dreams to make money, to play music, to be creative, to do amazing things. Now I help people just to simply get off of that negative mindset and off the couch and off of their drugs and alcohol, or wasting time, or bouncing from relationship to relationship, and actually accomplish their dreams. I just posted on my story on Messenger. I'm not on Facebook or Instagram, but I just posted on my Messenger story a few quotes. You may want to go check them out. They just simply talk honestly about your dreams. And if you want to accomplish your dreams, you have to then be focused on what you want. I used to be one that was always afraid of saying that I want to be successful or make $150,000. I remember the first person that made $100,000. I remember she was in a church lobby and she was just kind of saying that to somebody else. And I thought, that's what I want to make. I was making $40,000 at the time. I was maybe, I don't know, 30, 28, 29. And when I heard that number, you know, this was like 20 years ago, I thought, that's exactly what I want. But guess what? I never told anyone that. I never even really made that a goal of mine until later in life, that I thought, you know, I do want to make $100,000 and $200,000 and $300,000. And instead of like people saying, hello, Martin, welcome to the show. And instead of like worrying about people, this is back, 20 years ago, thinking negative things of me, especially because I grew up in the church. And a lot of times in the church world, and I love church, okay? So it's not about bashing the church. But a lot of times, maybe it's just me, I thought, well, if I want money, then God is going to punish me somehow. No way. God is with you every step of the way. If you are, worried about having, ambition, and that God somehow hates ambition, that's not God. That's just people. That's just, maybe even your own religious upbringing. Of course, you should be aware of kind of what your motivation is for life. But my motivation is to help my mom, help my parents, is to have nice things, is to be a kind person. That's all of us. But you have to stop playing small and thinking that people don't want to support you, or that you shouldn't want anything in life. You want a certain woman. Man, when I saw my wife, I was dating somebody else. And I didn't want the person I was with. I already knew that. But I was like, I don't know, it's comfortable. And I don't know, we're just kind of hanging out, right? I was wasting my time. And when I saw my wife, at least I did one thing right in my youth. I said, that's the woman of my dreams. And a year or two later, I married that woman and bought our first house. A dream come true because I wanted that. Same thing with music in the church. I've always played music. Now I speak and I do these kind of things, and I'm an online guy. And hey, welcome everybody. Commander Root and Martin and Tay, once again, Teyyyd. Welcome to the show. So, when I saw my amazing wife now of 20 years, when I first saw her, she was 23. I was 25. And I thought, that's the woman I want. And so the girl I was with, I'm like, man, that's not for me. That's just comfortable and kind of, I don't know. Just, something comfortable. But what I wanted was that woman. I didn't know it until I saw her. And then we got married just a couple of years after that. Same thing with music. I've always loved music. I've always been a creative type who wrote music, who wrote songs, who played my guitar. I always wanted to learn how to play the piano. Now I play piano, drums, bass. I play everything. I've recorded songs on Spotify and on YouTube and all these things. Now I make hip hop and trap beats using Ableton Live FL Studio. Why have I done all these things? Because I wanted to do them. Hello, Banana Man. I wanted to do these things. I love Twitch, by the way. Great to have you guys. I wanted to accomplish these things, and that's why I went after them. But if you want something in life, you have to be obsessed about it. I have always been obsessed about speaking in front of others. But you know what? I had many people who discouraged me from talking in front of others, who thought, well, you're just kind of a musician, and I would often just think negative things about myself. I often thought, and I still feel like, man, I wish I was more like this, and Gary Vee, and all these other guys, Tony Robbins, or some of the younger kids that are so amazing, that speak, Jay Shetty, and Russell Brand, and all these amazing speakers. And I'm like, I'm a dad. I have a dad bod, and I'm just some average guy. No way, man. Even to this day, you might be like half my age. I'm almost 50. You might be like 16. I might be 4 times older than you. I'm like your dad, like your grandfather, right? Call me your uncle. Uncle T-Rig. That's who I am. Uncle T-Rig. I want to just continue to push myself till the last day of my life. What's my ambition right now is to be huge online. Is to gather enough people, especially young people, especially young males, who want to accomplish their dreams. I have a son who's 16 years of age. I taught him how to drive. I taught him about girls. I didn't teach him about girls. You know what I mean? I talked to him about that. Sometimes he has a little acne on his face. We talk about that. He has 2 older sisters who help him. I drive him when he's still getting his license. He's 16. When he's 15, almost 16. When he surfs, I take him to surfing every week. And every day I'm in the car talking to him. How are you, son? How are you feeling? How were the dolphins today? How are the girls? Oh, Dad, I don't want to talk about that. Just being in his life. I have 2 amazing daughters. Maybe you saw them on the picture. You see them if you're watching me. I don't know exactly where you're watching me, but I have, a picture there. Those are my 2 daughters. Aren't they gorgeous? One is a model, like a legit model with 17 magazine and I don't know, all these other things. The other one is a therapist in the making. She will be a therapist maybe in a couple more years. She's going to start her degree next year in a few months. And my son, he is a drummer. He's a professional drummer. He plays in different churches and with different people, and he is well loved and liked by every musician that he plays with. Now, why do I tell you all that? Because that's my passion, is to help young people. My wife and I have built into them to be courageous, to be compassionate, to make the right decisions. The other night, one of my daughters, was going to go to a party, and there was going to be underage drinking there. She's 16. She's 17. And I talked to her. I said, why are you going to that party? And she was thinking it through. She made the right decision. That's what a mentor, a father, or just a friend, that's what a friend does. And so when it comes to your ambition, you have to be ambitious. Gone are the days of just simply, especially with online stuff or Twitch or gaming or whatever you're into, you have to be ambitious. All of these amazing people online, right? They make 6 figures, 7 figures. You may not even want to make money. Maybe you want to just serve, help people. You want to just simply help your mom, or just be happy, rest and go to school. But I'm telling you, there is so much to this life that you can do. What is your ambition? You're like, I don't have an ambition, man. I'm really just unmotivated. Exactly. You know where unmotivation comes from? It comes out of pain. It comes out of disappointment. It comes out of discouragement, but it does not come from you. No human being was ever born unmotivated. No one. Every human being, every person that I meet, no matter their age, it could be 10, 20, or 80, they have a dream and a passion in front of them, inside of them. But of course, sometimes things happen and people feel very discouraged, or they feel disappointed, or they're just kind of in a rut. You have to be ruthless, relentless about your success. Financial, your health, your relationship goals, education. I'm not saying be perfect. I'm not saying you're going to be, you're going to be something that you're not. I'm not going to ever play in the NBA. So we have to be relentless about what is inside of you. You might be an NBA star. I'm not. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a leader. I'm someone who loves to create content and a musician. I am relentless in those pursuits. Now with our kids and my wife, I help them accomplish their dreams, because that's really what it's about. It's about helping others accomplish their dreams. Now that's where I'm at. Being that I've already done everything I want. Everything I wanted, I've accomplished it. I sold them, but I had 3 homes at one time. 3 homes. And a beautiful, gorgeous wife. I don't know if you can't see her in this picture, but she is gorgeous. 3 amazing teens. I feel happy, healthy. And yet, you know what really taught me how to be this way? 2 things. First of all, is how to have a grandmother, in my case, who never gave up on me. I'm sure you have someone who is always there. You may not like what they say. You may not, if it's your mom or your dad, hopefully, you may not like them all the time because they're always on you. But you have someone in your life. It might be me. It might be your wife if you're married. It might be a friend. We all have someone. I had my grandma who was always there for me. Sometimes she would be mean to me. Other times she would ignore me. Most of the time she was there for me. Actually, she was always there for me. And the second thing is you have to have faith in something bigger than yourself, in God, in the supernatural. I'm not like the most religious person, meaning like perfect in my faith. I am a pastor. I'm a leader. I'm a speaker. But I'm not some perfect human being. Like I was telling somebody, sometimes God is like 10th in line. I'll put everything else before God. But sometimes when I finally hit bottom, guess who I need to turn to? It's to God. It's to that higher power. It's to your faith in something bigger than yourself. Even if you're young, especially if you're young, if you're in your teens or 20s or 30s, this is the time to make faith and spirituality a priority in your life, to meditate, to rest, to make sure that you're going to church, to make sure that you're connecting with other people that are walking in the light. And then third is you need to stay away from evil, stupid stuff. Drugs, alcohol, pot and LSD and mushrooms and all the stuff that is so popular these days, no matter how legal it is, no matter how available it is, no matter if everyone on your Instagram is into it, or all your friends in the band or online are all celebrating drugs. You need to know your body and take care of your body and walk Get some water in your system. Stop drinking soda and Cheetos and eating so much McDonald's, and go for a run, go for a walk, move your body, take care of yourself. Eat healthy, cook your own meals, learn how to cook. I'm not a great cook, but I've learned a few things. At least I can make a hard-boiled egg and a quesadilla. Learn how to take care of your body. And God will always honor that, and you will just feel amazing. You know, you will feel strong, and you will feel powerful, and you will never be without strength. You have to learn how to be motivated. A few tips. Be clear in what you want. What is it that you want? When I was dreaming of a wife, I would say, okay, nope. I had girlfriends and all these things. I knew exactly who I wanted. I hadn't met her until that day when I saw my wife, but I knew what I wanted. I knew what my life longed for. And when I saw that beautiful 23-year-old girl sitting there at the desk at this office, I said, that is the one for me. A couple of years later, she was my wife. Put a ring on her finger, gave her the most beautiful wedding in Oceanside, California, and a church overseeing the ocean, literally overseeing the ocean. We had over 300 people there. We danced. We loved life. We spent a week or two in Hawaii. We went there twice. We were so happy, and we still are happy together. You have to be clear on what you want. Then I bought the house of my dreams, as I said, blah, blah, blah. I tell you all that not to say, hey, look at my life. I'm a very simple man, but I tell you all this to encourage you to be clear on what you want. Even simple things. Like when I was in my late 20s, I wanted a 12-string guitar by Taylor, you know, the brand Taylor. And I didn't have any money. I was broke. You know, I had a home and a wife and probably our daughter by then. I couldn't afford a $2,000 guitar, even though I wanted it. You know, my dad, who was still alive at the time, he said, son, begin to pray for that guitar. Exactly the color, the brand, 12 strings, everything, just as you wanted. I'm like, come on, Dad. One day I was playing music with my beat-up guitar, and some random guy said, I want to buy you the guitar of your dreams. The next day we were at Guitar Center. I bought my dream guitar. I still have it to this day. Because that's what I wanted. That's what I was praying for. That's what I was envisioning. That's what I put out there for God and for others to know about. And it all came back to me. Now, what do you do when you fail? Man, that's the hardest thing for me, is to fail. But when I fail, I get back up and I say, okay, God, here we go. What are we going to do now? How are we going to now get back on the horse? You know, everyone fails, but only a few people get back on the horse and actually pursue their dreams after they fall. That's a big difference. It's not that you're going to avoid failure or avoid falling. My guess is if you're already even in your teens, you've already fallen or gone through some crazy stuff, even at your young age. 2, 3, 4 things that have happened that have changed the course of your life. What are you going to do about it? Sulk, hate, get into drugs, waste your time, be lazy? You need to get back on the horse and pursue your dreams, pursue your adventure, find goodness in the middle of your crisis, discover what you love, be clear about what you want, and to continue to persevere. That's going to be the difference. Out of 10 people that hear my words, maybe one might think about it. The other 9 are going to just go back to their normal lives, turn off the stream and be like, I'm going to go back to my normal life. That's why it's easier to be average than to be obsessed. But every person that you admire online or in real life, or your mom, your dad, are people that were obsessed about the one thing that they wanted. For me, it's success. I want as much as possible. I want everything that I do to turn to gold. And guess what? That's what I've experienced my whole life. And when I haven't experienced that, that's when I say, okay, God, what are we going to do here? How are we going to make a left when I'm supposed to do a right? Or maybe if I've been making a right, how do I now make a left? If I've been going up, how do I go down? You know what I mean? How are we going to change things so that we can get to the destination? You have to be clear on your destination, work hard, pray like crazy, and never give up. And when you fail, get back up. That's my message for today. If you are on YouTube, please come over, by the way. If you're not on YouTube, to YouTube, type in my name, David Trigg, and subscribe, like, comment, and make sure you hit the notification bell. If you're on Twitch or anywhere else, on Instagram, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you for being here. My name is David Trigg, davidtrigg.com. You can go listen to my podcast. And most of all, just simply keep tuning in to this show every day so that you can be pumped about life and encourage each other. Because I needed to pursue our dreams and to be obsessed about our pursuits, to succeed at life and to win at everything. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.